Okay, so here I am 30 minutes after the hour, expecting a blog post to come, and we have this weird thing here. Now, my head's in the way, but it's called the Meta Player Guide 2021, and it has a date of August the 3rd. So it's in the place of where the blog post should have been. I'm not sure if we're going to get this later on. So what we're going to do is I haven't looked at this. We're going to do a roast of this and kind of see what they have to say on the matter and whether or not I think it's trash or not, and we're going to go through this step by step. So, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be getting any Cloak and Dagger in this guide, so we'll talk about those photos that I mentioned a little bit later. So, we have the Meta Player Guide 2021. Now, again, labeled August the 3rd. When was this? Was August the 3rd. This was the same date as the second half preview. Okay, that's a bit strange. Anyways, Marvel Strike Force is a game that is perpetually being updated, and thus the metagame, aka the most popular current characters, is constantly evolving. Yes, that's true. This is a consolidated guide to help new and returning players quickly get caught up on efficient ways to play in the current environment to achieve victory. Now let's figure out whether or not this is trash advice or not. Best characters / teams for new players. In the early stages of the game, your focus will likely be on characters that help you advance through the campaigns and are requirements to recruit legendary characters through recurring limited time events. To unlock the villain's campaign, you'll need to unlock a second villain character after Elektra. This is actually true because at the start of the game, I believe you're given the event cards to unlock both Elektra and Crossbones. And you do need a third character, so I don't know if they said this in the right way. You actually need 3 characters, unless they're changing things. You need 3 characters, 3 villains to start the villain campaign. So maybe that's what they meant to say, I'm not entirely sure here. The Sinister Six faction are accessible early in the game and will eventually help you unlock not 1, but 2 legendary characters, Shuri and Invisible Woman. So I did this at the start of my baby account. Some of you guys who may be following my baby account may have known that. I actually started with unlocking Electro from the Blitz store, who I felt was the best member of the Sinister Six because she applies offense down on her ultimate. Aside from that, the other Sinister Six members really aren't that great. And I actually don't think that I still don't have Shuri and Invisible Woman unlocked on my baby account, and I'm at level 65. So I don't know if this is very good advice. I think at the bare minimum, you should probably try to unlock someone like Electro, who is a stronger villain character to start, who is available in the stores. But aside from this, I think really you just kind of need to get lucky with some orb drops and maybe kind of just squeeze your way into a better villain character. But, you know, this isn't here to tell you exactly what to do. It's just kind of what I think about what they're saying. One of the first hero teams you'll likely want to assemble is Guardians of the Galaxy, as they'll eventually unlock Star-Lord. This has been, even with the Gamora rework, I think this is like a 2-year-old guide, because you don't want to go towards unlocking Star-Lord. Let me tell you, this is not the priority that you should be doing. Now, you should be unlocking Gamora, and they're going to say this here. Gamora has recently received a rework and can now become empowered for even more potent attacks. Her sister Nebula also got an update, and the two are quite a powerful pair. This is true. Nebula and Gamora, some of the top 2 characters in the game, very worth it. So Nebula is worth farming as soon as you possibly can in the Nexus campaign, Chapter 4, I'm pretty sure that's where she is. And Gamora unlocked as soon as possible. So I realized that Gamora is also in the Blitz store, which I made mention about Electro, so maybe at this point Gamora is actually better, and maybe we'll have to search for a better villain character to go start the campaign with. You could do Rhino, because Rhino is actually only a 15 shard unlock, therefore it just gets you into the start of that villain campaign, and that's kind of what's important, is just to start as soon as you possibly can. That's 15 shards, that should be very easy to get, and maybe just skip Electro, maybe it's not worth it anymore. But Gamora, super important, unlock her ASAP. I'm just not quite convinced here about this advice about unlocking Star-Lord, because the rest of the Guardians are not very good. We're talking about Rocket, we're talking about Groot, Drax, you know, they're not really that good in the game meta, unless this is telling us something that's on the horizon about the Guardians. I'm not sure. Otherwise, I think this is pretty terrible advice. Second on the hero side is the Shield faction, as they're more useful in the early game to battle the defenders in arena. What? Who's using defenders in the arena? Like, even on my baby account, I never really saw defenders in the arena. Like, what are they talking about? The Shield. And are viable, maybe they're talking about Wave 1 Avengers. What is going on here in this guide? And we're not even, like, partway through. Oh my lord. are viable in the Alliance War mode. Don't build characters for Alliance War, especially as an early game. This is definitely terrible advice. Unlocked a Commander level 45 and Alliance level 20. Shield characters are also useful for unlocking Iron Man. Why is this even in here? Who is a member of the Wave 1 Avengers. Black Widow is a member of S.H.I.E.L.D. Also recently received a rework, making her even more deadly before. Additionally, Yo-Yo was added to the racer. Okay, so Yo-Yo is a good standalone character. The problem is Yo-Yo does not run well with other protectors, so do not run Yo-Yo alongside characters like Captain America. But it's okay to run Yo-Yo with Black Widow, Hawkeye, because they're not protectors, and that's okay. But yeah, this is very awkward of a hero's guide here. Don't go for S.H.I.E.L.D. Don't go for Iron Man. Black Widow is fine. Wave 1 is also okay. You know, they do serve some purposes later on, but you're going to have plenty of time to build up characters for these purposes. So yeah, not great. Again, this isn't a beginner's guide by any means. We're just kind of roasting this guide, and I just don't think it's very good so far. Best characters teams for returning players. Okay, so this is a little bit different. So if you've been away from the game for a little while and you're coming back, you know, you might be a bit overwhelmed with all of the new characters in the game. Let's see what they have to say. This topic is a bit more nuanced. It can vary based on when you last played. If you haven't started building up your Pimtech team, that would be a great place to start, as they're extremely useful to clear Dark Dimension and are a required faction to unlock legendary character Jubilee. Okay, so this part's accurate. As a team, I do not recommend building up the entire Pimtech team for Dark Dimension. It's a lot of tech gear outside of Stature, who is bio. The rest of them are tech. You only really need Ghost, and this also goes for the event, which requires Pimtech for Jubilee. You can solo that with Ghost. So do shard farm for these characters for the Pimtech team. Now, Yellow Jacket, this is a bit of a funny thing, because Yellow Jacket is hidden behind Doom 3.6, which is quite of a late game campaign. This is one of the last campaigns actually that's in the game right now. And so they're saying for you to do that. But if you're a returning player, very likely you don't have access to this node. So I'm not sure what they were thinking when they suggested this necessarily, unless Yellow Jacket might be going to an earlier node. Maybe he's going to get pushed back. That would be really nice. I don't know where they would put him. Maybe in like the level 70 campaigns, that would be good. Like, let's say Nexus 8, something like this maybe would be sufficient. But being hidden behind basically the end of Doom Raid, I think is a bit tough for a lot of players to swallow. So do try to collect shards for the Pimtech team as much as you possibly can. But aside from that, you only really need to build Ghost. But of course, this doesn't launch Jubilee, which is a part of that Astonishing X-Men team, which is very, very powerful right now. Very meta still, and required for Doom Raid for the Mutant Lane, which is a very late game thing. Alongside... Wait, what? The heck? Her team, the Astonishing X-Men, Iceman, Cable, Bishop, and Beat... What? Hold on, guys. We read that right, yeah? Iceman, Kate, where's Kitty Pryde? Okay, they did a real big boo-boo in this one. Okay, for that reason alone, this isn't a guide that you can trust. What the F is going on here? Okay, let's see how many other mistakes are in this. Continuing this route by unlocking Jubilee and then building up X-Factor characters, Shatterstar, Longshot, Polaris, and Multiple Man. Okay, they got that right. You'll unlock one of the best new characters available, Adam Warlock. The Infinity Watch with Adam Warlock, Gamora, Phyla-Vell, Moondragon, and Nebula are one of, if not the most powerful factions currently in the game and dominate in Arena and Alliance War. I would also add Dark Dimension on top of that because they are crazy alongside characters like Kestrel in Dark Dimension 3 and 4 Cosmic. I literally just did that for my partner today, and Watch just sliced through Dark Dimension Cosmic like a hot knife through butter. It was literally crazy. I one-shot everything. They're that strong. So, yes, this is accurate. You don't necessarily need Adam Warlock, though. The team is very strong without, and definitely worth building, even if you don't have Adam Warlock. So, depending on whether or not you were around and unlocked Phyla-Vell and Moondragon, still Gamora and Nebula are worth building standalone. Very powerful characters. That part's accurate. This Astonishing X-Men part about Cable, I don't know what they were thinking. If you're returning, is it better to start over? Interesting question, yeah, because some people do ask this. If you haven't played for a year or more, you might experience that climbing up the ranks in Arena is more difficult than you remember. This is true, this is very accurate, but don't feel that you have to start over just because of this. Arena is only one of the places to earn power cores, and there are a lot of other methods, including daily objectives and event milestones. I will say that Arena does account for, I would say, 75% of your power core income on a daily basis. So the interesting part is that they've decided to acknowledge this, and yet there is no suggestions about really what to do beyond this, that they don't have any intentions as of now to maybe rework the power core reward structure when it comes to Arena, and it's kind of funny, the acknowledgement of this, I think. Also, there are new event campaign missions that happen regularly that you use characters with a certain trait. So these are your campaign event characters that happen once per patch. The more expansive your roster, the better chance that you'll have the needed characters to participate in these events and get great rewards. Starting over would significantly set you back in raid progress. Raids are where you'll earn a lot of resources for gear and store currency, so you'll want to jump back into Alliance that is actively raiding as soon as possible. This part is true. You do want as good of an alliance as you can get as early as possible. This is really important for your accumulation of raid credits, accumulation of the raid season milestone, which again gets you more raid credits on a 2-week basis. And this will allow you to get raid credits for, say, opening raid orbs if you need to get shards for characters. This is some of the easiest way to get a more mixed, landscape of shards for the raid store characters. And when I got my baby account into an alliance that raids Ultima 7, now they did kind of carry me for a little while. I saw a significant increase in my improvement to my roster at a very early stage, and so I was very fortunate for that. And so and I think that a lot of alliances will actually be okay with carrying you as long as you're active, because some of this is really important, making sure you get your 600 energy in, making sure that you do stuff for the World Warrior milestone, contribute to the alliance. Some people are okay with having a lower TCP member because, at the end of the day, as long as you're investing your resources in a good manner, you can climb the ranks a lot quicker than you could in the past. The only circumstance in which it might be recommended to create a new account is if you originally started over a year ago and played for less than 30 days. Okay, so there's certain login calendars, I believe, that exist now. There is a Widowmaker, Captain Marvel login calendar. There may be other login calendars as well that you do get now that you might not have gotten in the past. So this would be a reason why you might want to start over. I would actually take that further. I would say if you only played about 6 months and it's been over a year since you played, I would dump it and start again. Because I think that is a lot easier, and if you know what you're doing, then you can start a lot faster, and you can get going a lot quicker. I think that was about the same thing. Anyways, I don't know why I said that. And, if you are starting over, do check out some of my beginner guides, because they're very useful as well in helping you out in terms of what you need to do. And because I just recently started a baby account that's only just over 3 months old, and I made significant progress there. How to use energy efficiently. Wow, there's quite a bit. Holy crap, there's a lot here. How to use energy efficiently. Campaign energy is one of the most important free resources in the game, and it refills automatically over time. There are also 3 times per day when you can claim campaign energy, so try setting reminders to ensure that you don't miss these. Advisable that you buy campaign energy every day with power cores, at least until the refresh amounts shows 100 power cores. Yes, I think this is right. This is the first thing I agree on completely. Yep, you should do this. Do this. Another important energy is raid energy refills over time. Participating in raids is essential to make significant roster progress. Try to find an alliance that's actively raiding when possible. Try to use as much raid energy in each play session, and do not let your raid energy sit at the maximum level. Also accurate for reasons such as World Warrior milestones and certain event milestones which require raid attacks. This is appropriate as well. Gear guide. One of the most critical ways of increasing a character's power in Marvel Strike Force. Increasing a character's gear tier will allow you to unlock and upgrade their abilities, as well as allow access to new and more challenging content, like Dark Dimensions starting at gear tier 10. Unique gear will also be required to keep enhancing your character's gear tier, so this, starting at gear 10. These are the uniques. Each character has unique pieces that you require, whether it's purple or orange, in order to upgrade a particular character. So for the unique middle left gear slot, this type of gear cycles through the supply, raid, and war stores. You can also obtain large amounts of gear from raid, war, dark dimension, and campaign missions. Make sure to play through each Dark Dimension twice to receive as much gear as possible. If you're trying to find a specific gear earning 3 stars, okay, yeah, that's all accurate. Check stores every day. Yes, do that 3 times a day. Make sure you do that. ISO 8 Guide is a fun and powerful way to customize your teams in combat. There's a variety of classes and effects available in the ISO 8 system, most of which utilize the powerful, vulnerable status effect that come from Skirmisher and Raider, by the way. ISO 8 is available in the ISO 8 store and from the ISO 8 campaign notes. Now, this is specifically the green ISO 8, not the blue, which they're going to talk about here. Once you level up your character to 75 and upgrade them to T1 level 5 ISO 8 green, you'll be able to unlock T2 ISO blue, the next evolution of ISO 8. Okay, so this is only available in Doom raids currently. As of the making of this video, you can only get them as rewards for doing 30% or higher in Doom Raid 1 or higher. So make that very clear, is that you have to do Doom Raid in order to get blue ISO 8, which is a lot of crap. But to get any of the green stuff, you can do the ISO 8 campaign, get the basic ISO 8 orbs and open those classes. We're not going to go through this entirely because, you know, you can read this on your own time here. Some of the best ones are, well, not Fortifier. Barely anyone uses Fortifier. Other than that, Striker really, you know, they're all pretty good otherwise. It's really dependent on the character, so we're not going to go over that part. Advanced options. Whether you're a new or returning player, you'll definitely want to check out the Advanced Options tab. Find it out by going to the Options menu, the gear icon, scroll down to the Select the Advanced button. There you'll find a number of bonus features that some people don't, actually, by the way, don't know that it exists. Specifically, there's more, and, you know, I'll actually show that really quickly on my game. Can I do that? I'll open it up here in the Advanced tab, and we have Enable Low Graphics Mode. Sometimes you need to do this, especially if you're playing on an emulator online with BlueStacks, because Silver Surfer, I believe, still slows down the game. Allow Portrait Screen Orientation. This is if you're on a phone or a mobile device and you can flip vertically. This is great for rosters if you want to take a screen cap of your roster. Open multiple orbs at once. This is up to 10 at once. Cycle through save squads and blitz menu. This happens, right away or blitz them, I don't remember. Quick alliance access, not exactly sure what that does. Item count and store, that shows items underneath your how many you have. That's important. Reduce combat text, I've actually never used this, I'm not sure what this does either. And active Dark Dimension tab and selection for first run. I think that is this, that's this little weird planet symbol on your screen. I think that's that. So let's go back to the post here. Where to find more details? MSF.gg. Great source of information. You know, I love it. I use it myself as well. So great job, guys. Those at MSF.gg. I use that for resources all the time. And if you're new to the game or don't use it, you should, because there's tons of great information there. There's also an MSF.gg bot, which helps you for gearing and war counters, things like that as well. And there's tons of great stuff, great resources. Some amazing content creators. Yeah, to help us through Marvel Strike Force. Reminex, Mobile Gamer, Valleyflying, McMole2, Wolverthor, Goofy Rexy, Tana, Philosopher, and not Boilon. Or Mr. Hartgrave, or probably missed some. Where's my name? Wrong way. Where's my name? I don't see it. I don't see it, guys. I think we should complain. Let's complain. Why is my name not up there? Probably because I'm not an envoy. That's exactly why, isn't it? Okay, and all these other language people. Shanxi, does he even still play Marvel Strike Force? I haven't seen him in ages. Okay, I don't know how dated this is. And that's it. What do you guys think about this Meta Guide 2021? Quite interesting. There are definitely some mistakes in here and some bad advice, especially towards the top where we talked about it. And they really need to correct this thing about Cable, because he's not an Astonishing X-Men unless there's something I don't know, and they're going to be adding him to the list. But currently he isn't, so yeah, that's interesting. So no blog posts as of the recording of this video, but instead we got to roast this Meta Player Guide 2021. Let me know what you think about the guide in the comments down below. You know, please don't follow some of the advice, and, you know, think about the words that I said and what you should be doing instead. And that's the end of this video, guys, and enjoy your weekend if I don't get around to a blog post video, and stay safe and healthy, of course. And until next time, I'll see y'all later. Boilon signing out.